Aloha, my friends. This is Billy Wigley coming at you live from the 9th Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. What just happened? I don't know what just happened. The camera was working, and then suddenly I pressed the button, and the camera stopped working. But it's working now, and we're focused on the positives. And what is a positive for today? The positive for today is the most obvious one. It's Aloha Friday. Woo-hoo! Gee-hoo. All right, my friends, check it out. I'm sure you want to learn some Excel, not hear a bunch of ukulele tunes. So let's check this out right here. This is important because it's a super secret technique that it's going to save you a bunch of time. Check this out, my friends. Check this out. Whoa, hey, what is this right here? It's called the quick analysis tool. What if I want some data bars? What about want some color scales? That's conditional formatting. And Excel is analyzing the data and deciding what's the best type of conditional formatting you can add. What about some charts? And it's analyzed the data and said, hey, look, these are the charts that you should be using right there. And what about totals? Hey, look, you can have an average, you can have a count, you can have a running total. Look, you can even put them on the side. Isn't that cool? Well, hang in there. I'm going to show you exactly how we do this. Check it out. There we are. That right there is our data range that we're going to be using today. And what you just saw is called the quick analysis tool. So this tool does exactly what it says it does. It does a quick analysis of your data. The way that we use the quick analysis tool is we got to make sure that our marquee is in the data. Once again, refresh every day and remind you that that is our marquee, and the marquee should always be in the data. So let's go ahead and push that marquee right into the data and then press this particular shortcut. It is called Ctrl plus the letter T. Ctrl T. Quick analysis tool. Look it up, you Mac users. I'm pretty sure, whoops, it's Control Q. Control T is a good one too. Check this out. Control T you should always get into the habit of using. When you have a data range like I do right here, it's the normal data range. It's called a list. Well, once you're done with your list, I always recommend that you press Control T. Control T. And what does that do? It converts your data range into a table. And I always recommend that once you're done with your list, turn it into a table. Control T. Now watch this. Control Z to undo what I just did. Control Z undoes the last action. But today, what we're talking about is Control plus Q. Yeah, Control plus Q. And that's the quick analysis tool. When we look at our data tab, we find that the quick analysis tool is available to us under data tools. That's flash fill. And we have, where is that quick analysis tool? Check it out. I can't even find it because I'm so used to using it as a shortcut. So why don't you go ahead and look for the quick analysis tool, type it in the comments, let me know where it's at. I can't find it. I know it's got to be on the ribbon someplace. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You tell me. And if it isn't in the ribbon, where could it possibly be hidden? All right, so our marquee is in the data. We want to see what we can do with that data. So we say, Excel, give me a quick analysis, Control Q. And there we have it, just like that. Control Q is doing our quick analysis for us. And we've got, it's saying, look, you can use data bars in that type of list that you have right there. You can put a color scale. We can do icon sets for you. You can initially set these up, and then you can modify them once they're set up. So we're taking a look at some charts, the clustered column chart. Maybe the stack chart will work good for you right there. Maybe it's going to be a clustered bar chart. Regardless, it's telling you what are your best options based on what it what its analysis is of that data right there. So now we've got our sums that we can do. We can do our averages, counts, percentages, running totals. And if you want to put the numbers right on the side, your totals, you can do that easily right there. And look, check this out. Let's say we put in the percent total right in there. All right, now we want to copy the formatting, so we can just select right there and just slide this right over there like that, and then just say fill formatting only. Okay, fill formatting only is what we're trying to do here. Whap. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Oh. So then what I can do is, that was an attempt. That's what you got to do. That's how you learn. That's why I love live streaming, because we're always trying things. Because the main objective of don'tgetmadgetskills.com is for you to have a constantly positive mental attitude and have no fear. No fear. That's how you learn. So instead, I'm going to use a tool specifically designed to copy the formats. It's the format painter. So let me copy it. And then I can just boop. And then start doing my format. That's easy. It's copying the percent format, the $ format, currency format, and putting it right on top of our percent format. So we can just easily right click and then change the format to percents. And there we have it right there. Shortcuts, tips, and tricks just like that. So we can do another quick analysis on this entire data range. Once again, we can go over everything, and then we're saying, hey, what are the charts going to look like now? Well, give me a clustered column chart just like that one right there. And then let me minimize. I'm holding down the control key, and I'm turning the mouse wheel. So hold on the control key, turn the mouse wheel, and then that way I zoom in and out of my worksheet. Wow. I was just going to show you how to use a quick analysis tool today, and look, we've learned a whole bunch of different things. Like, what if we just take this data right here and press Control Q and say, hey, you know what? Let's make this a chart. But first, let's remove that column. So I select that column and I press Control minus. Control plus inserts a column. Control minus takes one out. Now, that error that you just saw, that's because we're taking out some of the data that is being used in this chart. So it told us, hey, you know, you got an issue here. That's okay. We can make another chart. We can use a shortcut that we learned yesterday, and that is F11. And that puts the default chart on a separate worksheet. But you might be saying to yourself, now, Billy, we wanted it in the same worksheet. Okay, if we want it in the same worksheet, we can just press Alt F1, and there we have it in that sheet. Pretty cool, right? I'm just using my keyboard. You can't see it, but it's right down here. Pretty cool. Let me undo that. Control Z to undo that. Because I want to show you, when I do Control Q for quick analysis, I want to do a pivot table. So let's put a blank pivot table in here, and let's go ahead and select January and February, and then let's pick the names. And Excel is guessing properly. It's saying, hey, all this stuff that has numbers, I'm going to go right ahead and put it in values. And because you have names, I'm going to put that in rows. Maybe that's where you want it. It's just guessing. Now what I can do is take these names right over here, and I'm going to right click on them, and I'm going to say, let's add a slicer to help me filter my data a little bit more. And there's my slicer. And then now I can say, hey, show me Aloha, show me Honolulu, show me Kealakekua. How about Kealakekua, Aloha, and Hanakapiai? Boom! Just like that. And one more step. Let's clear that and let's make it pretty. Once we select our report, we look up here and we see that we've got our contextual tool tabs. If you've been watching my trainings, a lot of this is repetitive. The number one thing, remember, is having no fear. If you're scared of pressing buttons, you're never going to move on. You're never going to know how to do a slicer. I'm not scared of screwing up. That's why I love doing live streams, because I want you guys to see that I'm normal, just like you. So let's go ahead and go to our design, and let's just add a, hey, maybe I like this one right here. Boom, nice. And let's add some banded rows to it, and banded columns. Nah, just like that. I'm gonna pick a different one. That's what I love about the live preview. We can just go with all different types. And you know what? Let's keep it simple. right there. And if I really wanted to, I could format my slicer to match that color. How would I do that? Let's just click on the slicer, and now we see that we've got a slicer contextual tool tab right there. Just like that. I better stop. I'm getting carried away. Boom. Oh, maybe that's matching a little bit right there. And you're saying, you know what? Can we just make it be 2 columns? And you're like, yeah, I can do that because we've got buttons and we can just adjust the columns. That's the buttons group. So I go to my slicer contextual tool tab, add another column, or I can say, hey, give me that many columns right there. And I extend all this out right here, maybe a little bit more. And then I can just put it wherever I like. You know, I can say, hey, let's make this a little bit bigger over here. We'll move this over here. Like that. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that you could be doing. And let's say that you want to insert a chart into this data range right there. You can just go back to your pivot table analyze, boom, and insert a chart right from here. You can go to pivot charts, just like that. But what if we just try one of our shortcuts? Let's see. If we press Alt F1, look at that. It put our default chart. Now what we got is a pivot chart. How do I know it's a pivot chart? Because it's a chart that I did from a pivot table report. And when we look up at the contextual tool tabs, what does that say right there? Pivot chart. Nice. That's cool. And that's where we go and start editing our chart. You know, hey, I don't want to see yeah, that's cool. Let's click on our chart and say, you know what, I actually did want to see the field list. I just don't want to see the field buttons or whatever. You can just decide, see, boom, click on the drop down and you can decide what you want to hide. Maybe let's just hide them all. Boom, look at that. Nice. Why do I keep saying boom when I could just be going like that? Much better. And there we have it, my friends. The slicer controls the report that controls the chart. So, wow, looks like we have a mini dashboard. That's it, my friends. If you want to keep on learning, keep getting yourself some skills, I recommend that you go right here to don'tgetmadgetskills.com. Just like that, don'tgetmadgetskills.com, and it's going to bring you to our schedule of upcoming live classes. And every month I teach the 7 steps to Excel success basics. How much? For free. You just got to be registered on this site. When you come on this site, just go right up here to don'tgetmadgetskills.com. You're going to land right here on this page with our schedule of live classes. Right now, there's just 2 more classes left to go. These are carrying over from last month because, you know, I went to Kauai and took a couple of weeks off. You can do that when you get really good at Excel. You can just make your own schedule, just like that. Literally, you can make it in Excel, or you can make your own schedule in life because you don't get mad. You got skills. You want to know what the contents of step 4 and 5 are? Just click on it. And then right there, it's going to take you to what we're going to learn today. And this class is going to be starting in about 15 minutes. It is Aloha Friday, September 3rd. And at 7:45 a.m., just like it says right here, I'm going to go ahead and open the doors, and we're going to start the class at 8 a.m. So go to Don't Get Mad, Get Skills. Check it out. If you're already registered on the website, you can just book your spot, log into your account, and you're done. Just like that. Alrighty, my friends. When you're here at Don't Get Mad, Get Skills, what if you're saying, hey, I just want some shortcuts? Well, just as you get ready to exit, you're going to be presented with a nice little pop-up that will ask you to be an eagle. And then right over here, it's easy. Just go ahead and add your name, add your email, and get your 253 shortcuts, which you can have for Mac or Excel in a nice little PDF printout. That's it, my friends. I encourage you, don't get mad, get skills. Have no fear. Remember, I love you. Keep on learning. And most of all, don't get mad, get skills. Aloha.